The following video contains scenes of nudity and frivolity. Parental guidance is advised. That was an F-18. I filmed it at the Detroit hydroplane races last summer. Ever try to imagine what it would be like flying around in that cockpit? I know I'll never fly in an F-18, but I have my own personal rocket. It leans and banks and goes fast. There's an element of danger present, but no need so far for a brown paper barf bag that's standard equipment on the airplane. This video is an attempt by me to show those of you who've never ridden cross-country on a motorcycle what it's really like to strap on a Harley in a tent, head for the open road. Freedom. When you're on a bike, whatever other world you live in goes away. You have to concentrate on what you're doing and not concern yourself with your other life. If you do, you soon become a former rider. What's that in the road ahead? Sand? Gravel? Oil? Water, metal, wood, just where I want to turn. Road surface is important because bikes don't just slide, they fall over. Ever try to pick up a 700-pound bike? And what are those other idiots doing on the road with me? You can't afford to have an accident with one of them. There are few minor accidents involving bikes. So follow me cross country and back, and I'll try and hit some of the highlights of the trip for you. I'm a rookie cameraman, so you'll see lots of mistakes there, but I'll try and make up for that with my wit and my charm. Now if you keep an eye on that vehicle in front of me, you'll see a bumper sticker. What it says is, I don't suffer from insanity, I enjoy every minute of it. That's me. Now here's my first recording mistake. Never stand on the muffler side of a Harley if you want anybody to understand what you're saying. Okay, here we are, ready to start out. It's back at 11 o'clock. If you look out behind me, you can see that the day's pretty nice out there, so I want to get going. So we'll see where I end up tonight. This is the road through Manning Park. It's a big park. Because it's both big and a park, there aren't that many gas stations in it, so I have to really watch out because, as you'll see later, running out of gas almost always becomes part of my story. The camera lesson I learned here, though, is always comb your hair before you do a video. Man, this is really a bad case of helmet hair coming up. Okay, we're stopped for gas just a little bit past Manning Park. Gonna do, thought I'd better stop. I was on my reserve and I didn't know how far it was to Princeton.
Well, I've been around this great big world.
This is probably a good place to talk about the weather. When you're on a bike, you're in the middle of it. It's not outside. Remember how sunny it was in Manning Park? Not a cloud in the sky? Well, that can change. Here I am a few hours later in northern Washington having a blast on these mountain roads. Check out the sky. Not so blue anymore. But the roads are dry, so blast on.
And one dark night I saw the light, a rockabilly twist. Yeah. So one late night by the cold moonlight, we got hitched up like we should. Now every time that we hear our song, we cut this with a...
Well, all that fun can't last forever. Here I am back on a 4-lane highway, a whole bunch of trucks in front of me. Look at that sky starting to cloud up a bit. In fact, if you check out the road, it's like there's a little water on it. fact, you can see the spray coming up that truck in front of me. So now it's time for the decision. Put the rain gear on or not. You know, you always go through this debate. Well, should I put it on or not? Has the rain passed? If so, then I don't have to bother putting it on now. Anyway, taking a look at that sky, looks like I'm heading right into the rain. So it's time for me to pull over and put on the rain gear. So I'm going to do that for sure. Take a look at this red truck that I'm passing here. Passing with ease here, but watch a little later on. You'll see this truck again. Alright, I'm into a full-fledged rainstorm right now. It's really coming down. In fact, sometimes you can see the drops going by the headlight. They're great big drops, so it's really raining. And it's a good thing I put on my rain gear, including my goggles, because if you just wear even sunglasses or day-night glasses, the rain actually comes around and coats the inside as well as the outside of the lens, and everything gets blurry just like this. And it's hard to see. So I've got my goggles on, I don't have to worry about seeing. The thing I have to worry about now, of course, is hydroplaning. That's when your tires ride up on top of the water and slide along just like you're on ice. In a car, what can happen is if you hydroplane, you can slide right off the road. On a bike, first you fall over, then you slide off the road, so it can become a real problem. So with good tread, that helps, but also you have to slow down. Make sure that your tires are cutting through the water and not riding on top of it. And you've noticed I've pulled over to the right here a little bit. There's a good reason for that. Remember that red truck? There he goes. He's not worrying about hydroplaning at all. He's going a lot faster than I am. You see that bumper sticker in the back of it? It says, "We were born naked, wet, and hungry, and then things get worse." They are. Well, this is getting pretty ridiculous out here. It's really coming down. There's a sign. Looks like an overpass or an underpass coming up, so I'm definitely going to take that. If I didn't, by the way, I turned the sound off on the camera because when I'm out on the motorcycle, the wind noise is so loud that all you hear is a roar. But if I had it on, you could actually hear the raindrops slapping into my windshield or my helmet. I'm not sure which, but really smacking in there. So they're big drops. So I'm going to take this off ramp and go down, and looks like it's down and under the overpass to get in out of the rain for a while. Wait for the worst of it to go away. As I'm coming down here, by the way, up to the stop sign, you'll notice just before the stop sign some pipes on the road, a cattle crossing. I don't know whether you're aware of those, but they have them to keep cows from getting up onto the highway and wandering around. Apparently cows won't cross these pipes. They're a little bit slippery though on a bike, so you've got to watch closely when you go over them. There's also a truck stopping just in front of me here. He turns the other way. If you pay close attention though, you'll see that he has a bumper sticker on there as well on this truck. It says, "More hay, Trigger?" "No thanks, Roy, I'm stuffed." Well, you got to be old to get that one. Here I am under the underpass. If you look ahead, you'll see there's another bike already there, and there's actually 5 or 6 on the other side of the road. So I'm going to stay here until it slows up a bit. Alright, it stopped raining, so I decided to hit the road again. Man, is it windy. In fact, the wind keeps blowing my camera off. I've got the lens mounted on my headlight. It's blowing so hard it keeps blowing the camera off kilter, and I have to keep straightening it. It looks like rain ahead, but if you look more closely, you'll see that really all it is dust. As I get up there closer to it, you'll see no rain, dust. Anyway, keep an eye on these trees at the right, and you'll see how hard the wind's blowing. It's time for me to get out of here. Bits and pieces strike you in the face all the time. It's pretty annoying. Not only that, it's a little hard to see at times. And if you look ahead, it's just like fog blowing across the road here. So I'm pretty glad to be pulling into the parking lot of a hotel here. So thank you very much, Mr. Holiday, for your in. I took this video just before I ducked into the hotel so you can see how hard the wind's blowing. Man, I'm glad I'm not out there anymore. Good night.